Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Domenico Pizzoniti. I'm the head of Master of Science in Architecture and Urban Design. Here with me, there is Laura Montedoro, who is the deputy head, and Giulia Setti, who is a young teacher, with Nicola Kerikerti, who is an excellent student representative. The format of this session includes 20 minutes more or less of speech that me and Giulia will do together, about 10 minutes of testimonials from students and graduates of this master course with Nicola, and 10 minutes more or less for questions that you can put in a chat and to Laura Montedoro, and we try to answer together. So let's start. What does AD mean? The master program in architecture and urban design is one of the master courses offered by the AWIC school that has been recently and deeply renewed, confirming its own course in the city. If the city is the focus of intervention and transformation, then we cannot escape its knowledge, its exploration, the discovery of its secrets. So, architecture and urban design means also understanding the meaning of things to a conceptual representation of space. In the field of the design project culture, it's not rare to use the Anglo-Saxon notion of design, which means both drawing and project. The meaning of project indicates creative process in which the idea takes shape. So, the master program degree in architecture and urban design lives and feeds experiencing the project at different scales, addressing its theoretical and operative dimensions, always contextualized within the city. This is really important. And this is the main difference between this course and the other courses. So the program holds distinctly international attention, not only because one of these branches is taught fully in English and is attended by more or less 30 different nationalities, but also because it looks at the challenges of cities around the world. So, what is the project in how, which field and which design scales? So, all the dimensions of physical and mental space affect the architecture project, from the scale of detail to the urban extension of the city. Also through symbolic and iconic or abstract representation. So, a few words just to clarify that this is not an urban planning program. We don't want to confuse this course with a urban planning program. The urban planning program already exists. Here, the meaning of urban design is the key expression that gives shape the place of human settlement through the expression and the graphic representation of design. An expression able to exalt the role of landscape as a disclosure of spiritual and civic values that are crucial for the quality of the human environment. So, the project of transformation and enhancement of architecture heritage. The transformation is a condition of man-made elements. Transformation implies a change of state that involves an intervention aimed at modifying the condition of the world, both formal and of use, in order to enhance the quality of a physical structure. So you can see here some scale in which one we are involved in our courses. You can see here the urban scale. As you can see here, the dimension of the city, the architectural scale, in which one you are invited to explore the space in itself at the architectural scales, and here the territorial scales. We invite the students that are interested in exploring the territorial scales to have some opportunities on doing that. And even the detail that is really important in order to define exactly the structure of space. So, these three different processes take place at the urban, architecture, territorial, and detailed scales, originate from the teaching practices and the tradition of the best architecture school, such as, from the Bauhaus, that was one of the most important and interesting architecture schools, where design at any level was informed by specific attention to form and function, both understood as a rational expression in which the aesthetic value, the beauty, coincides with the function. So let's have a look at the training part of how the study plan is organized. So the program, originating in the city of Milan, is one of the most innovative cities and constantly changing. But it travels virtually through the world, cities, and the culture in a constant search for architectural stimuli and inspiration. It has a distinctly international tension, not only because, as I've already told you, one of these branches is taught fully in English, attended by different students' nationalities, but also because it looks at the challenge of the world cities, and this is one of the most important aspects of our course. So you can see here the first year, the educational offer for the first year. You are supposed to attend on the first semester of the first year, history of contemporary architecture, then structural design, contemporary architecture design theory, urban design studio, construction, and sustainability design studio. Then in the second semester, DigiSkill, architecture preservation studio, and architectural design studio. So in the first year, we are organized at least 4 different studios, in which one we give you back, we provide for you the structure, the base structure of the study course. And then, in the second year, you can choose one among urban sociology, urban economics, planning legislation, management for architecture, and then, on the first semester again, a thematic seminar of research, the thematic studio, and elective courses or workshop, and economic evaluation of projects. And this is, the structure of the first semester of the second year. Then, finally, the second semester of the second year, the thesis seminar, in which one you try to develop properly your thesis, the internship, and then finally the exam for the thesis. So you can see here the two important paths on the second year that we provide for you, in which one, you know, in addition of a consolidated offer, some thematic characterization inside the design studios related to the research lines of the department, for instance, strengthen the relationship between teaching and the research activities. So the first news of this course is the thematic research seminars on the second year, on the first semester, that try to stimulate the conception of a proposal for autonomous study topic and the definition of a reference work program for the elaboration of master thesis. And the second important thing is on the second semester of the second year is the thesis seminars, organized by cluster of experts on a specific topic together with a group of students, and these thesis seminars become a place of discussion and experimentation to support the master thesis, your master thesis. So here you can see some of the topics that we provide for you, such as global organization, fragile territories, architecture and health cities, recycling, reuse, abandoned building and place, and so on. And all of them are, linked together in order to find and to explore the challenge of the new city and the challenge around the world. Now I would like to introduce you Julia. That's Julia. Try to explain the approach and the work methods of AUT. Please, Julia.
Thank you, Domenico. Thank you so much. This part is mostly related to give you some ideas of what you will study here and how we are working in AUT. So it works on showing approaches, work methods, and mostly it works starting from an assumption that the students, you will be at the center of the master program. You will be involved in many activities. You can choose among different opportunities that you will have, and you can see it also here, that you can be involved in a sort of permanent living lab, as we have conceived the working activity in AUD. You will be involved in seminars, exhibitions. You can choose workshop. You can do study trips. So you can be at the center of different opportunities. First of all, we would like to stress the strong impact of the activity in the class that we are emphasizing, that we are doing here. The work in the class and the working group is in a way the lively aspect of the master program. You will be able to meet, of course, your colleague, to discuss with them, to discuss with professors during the reviews, and as you can see, you will be discussing with different material that are creating your project, your design. As I said before, you will be involved in a sort of permanent living lab that is an ongoing series of activities to define the project, to define the architectural definition of your project, to discuss among different people, different professors, and to be able to present and to understand the value of your design. As I said before, you will be involved in an activity that is very interactive, it's multi-scalar, and it works with different materials, with models, with drawing, with pictures, able to organize at the end of your master program a strong path, a strong journey in which you will be at the center of this. One of the important aspects of the master program in AUD is definitely the international opening, and the fact that during the master program, during the 2 years, you will be involved in a studio, in experience of projects that are international, and in which you will be able to define, let's say, possible answer, possible solution for the most urgent and actual issue and problems that we are facing in our cities. And as you can see here, there are some examples of projects, but also of experience done directly on the site, on different contexts, in which you will be able to understand and to go deeply in detail with different cultures, with different approaches and different ways of dealing with the urban design project. The idea, as we also you have seen in the previous image, is to have at the center some tools of the design. One is the model making, that for us is a tool to understand not only your project, but how your project deals with the city, with the context, with the environment. So the models become a way to test your project in different scale, start from the urban one and going closer to the architectural and to the detail scale, as also you have seen in the previous image. The model making is also comparison. It's a way to learn from each other, to see what the other students are doing, to see also different techniques and different materials of how we can do models, how we can represent our projects. And we also have a laboratory here in the school that will help you to define different techniques, to define different ways of making your models. And then the international opening, as I said before, you will have the opportunity to choose workshop, national and international, in which you will be stressed to deal and to define a design solution for different contexts, but also to know people and to learn how to work in group, also with people with different nationalities and countries. We also do seminars. We represent and we try to describe the research that we are doing, both in the teaching part and the research activities, presenting the results to students and to other colleagues. We are presenting books, so we are doing a multidisciplinary set of activities that are opening up a range of interesting opportunity in the master program. And also we are communicating in a way the results of our studio with some open reviews. We are making a relationship, of course, with the administration, because working with the city means to understand and to have ideas from the municipality, from the people who are managing our cities and who are managing our the way to build our city. And also we are pushing you to, we will push you to exhibit your project, your design results at the end of the studio with many exhibitions, with setting up yourself the exhibition, and also try to learn from the open studio at the end of each semester, what is the results that all the class is doing and also the other studios are doing. And finally, of course, the more probably, let's say, funny aspect of the master, of the program, is the opportunity to join a study trip, to learn and to visit other places directly, during the development of the program. And this is an interesting aspect that we think it's extremely important to do. Of course, during this semester, we also faced a problem that became a challenge in a way, and we moved all the teaching activities online. As you can see here, all of us has been engaged in the online teaching. So you can see Kazuo Sejima, but all the professors, international and national, worked a lot trying to reorganize the teaching activities online, facing the emergency that we passed in the last month. And the next part is about who is teaching here, and of course who are the students that you have already seen some of the faces that makes this master program alive, but who is the teaching staff. During the master program in Aude, you will be engaged with different visiting professors that are coming from all over the world, and most of they are building, they are part of a strong set of relationship that we have built with colleagues at other universities, exchanging different ways of teaching and different ways of understanding the questions and the problem of our cities. As also Professor Kizzoniti said before, Audi is an international community, so we are offering a track entirely in English, in which more than 200 students are involved, and in which the most important fact that you can find is the interaction between the students and professors that are coming from all over the world, trying to give a different approaches to the urban design and to how to deal with the different scales of the project. You can see some faces that are making the master program. You can see Kazuyo Sejima doing reviews. You can see Eduardo Soto de Maura. You can also see some international events, for example, the MIARC, coordinated by Stefano Boeri, who is teaching in the master program in Aud, that are making lively the master program, and also they are opening up to the international gaze the course of study. And two last glimpses, the opportunity to join intensive workshop like the Miao, that are opportunities in which you can get credits that you can use to substitute one of the course in your study plan. And again, it's an opportunity to work for 2 weeks intensively with the professional, with also a professor coming from different countries that will work directly with you on the project, on issues that are mostly related to the city of Milan, that are a way to engage directly with our city. And finally, the international mobility, that is another opportunity in which you can build up your educational offer in the Master of Aud, the Erasmus, the exchange program, the double degree. I'm not going deeply in this aspect because you can see there is a link of a short movie that the school has made to explain all the opportunities, all the places that you can choose to apply for the international mobility. And we believe that the idea, the opportunity to spend sometimes abroad to study is a way to build strongly your knowledge and to learn much more how to work in group and how to work in different contexts. After all these opportunities, which are the perspective and what will happen after the graduation? And here I will pass again the floor to Domenico to.
Thank you very much. Just a few words and a couple of charts in which one I try to explain you the perspective and the career opportunities for you after the studies. See here this chart, how the students will be employed after the graduation. And you can see on the first year that 85% of students in our course are employed, and after 6 months, the 78% of students are employed. And you can see even the net monthly salary that is about 1,200 euro. Another aspect that is quite important is the employment status, in which one you can see how where the students are employed. They are self-employed and employee in some different companies. You can see even where they work. There are many students, Italian students, that choose to work abroad, and many international students that are coming here in Milan and stay here and work here. And the different contract type, and I want just to focus on the bottom of the second column. You can see that architecture means the most important sectors top 5, in which one, you know, you are called to be employed. So it means that we provide for you exactly, you know, what the world of work is calling for. And even the top 5 areas of expertise, you can see that the design is what exactly we teach here in this course is what the company is looking for to employ the students. So why? Which is the main reason for choosing out? So as you can see, the selection of the math program can make the difference in your life. This decision will not affect only, as you can understand, the career opportunities, professional ambition, and the economic stability. When you choose a master program, you make a decision that affects your life by choosing a specific vision of the world of your future. So OUT is looking for students with this interest, involvement, and commitment. Student interest in designing the project of a better world. So OUT is looking for passion. I hope all of you will be looking for OUT. Now, let me, and thank you very much, you can see here the links, and me, and Laura Montedoro, and Nicola Kerikerti, that try to introduce and to entertain you with some other students and some people that already graduating our group.
Thanks, Professor. So, nice to meet you all. I'm Nicola Kerikerti. I'm the representative of this course in Architecture and Urban Design. But first of all, I'm a student, and I'm currently following the first year of the English track. So the 2 main reasons why I chose this course at the very beginning was, first of all, in terms of the English language, just because I wanted to try to get the most of this course coming from all the different experiences of the other students. So you will see how in this international environment you can get the most from other students which have a different background. And on the other hand, as we already said, the main reason why I chose this specific master degree course is because it seemed to me that I had a more complex view on all the different scales of the project, and considering the situation of our sector, it was really important to me to better understand all the different scales of the project and trying to understand the different spatial relations within all the different systems. Also, in the panorama where we are going, so where the smart cities and the city of the future is the main topic, I thought that dealing with an architecture that designs the city was the most important thing to approach, and this course seemed to me the best solution. Now I also want to share with you the experiences of other students. First of all, we have Camilla Alan. She's a student from South Africa, and she graduated in the bachelor in Cape Town, and she also worked in London, and she's currently following the English track of Architecture and Urban Design. So Camilla.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, so as Nicola just said, I studied elsewhere. I didn't study at the Politecnico. So when I was deciding the course and I saw the urban design or the architecture and urban design one, I was very worried because it seemed interesting, but having worked as well, I was concerned that it would be too specific or too based on urban planning, and I wanted something that was giving me a wider view of everything and a wider understanding of everything. So I went for this course, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. As has been said already, the various scales at which we work at is really interesting, and it's very useful, I think. Working on the same project, understanding it at the wider level, the city level, or even at the wider territorial level, and then all the way down to the more detailed scale has been so interesting, and I think it's very valuable for going into the working world, as I find that everything that we design should be based around the context, essentially. So that's something that I find very, very useful of this course. as well as what's great is that because there's so many different subjects and so many different classes for each subject, we get to meet different people from all over the world. And what's great is you might be in class with someone in one course, but not in the other course. And then you actually end up sharing all these different ideas and different understandings of what you're learning, which has been so incredible. And especially also now with the COVID situation and this online learning, we get to speak with each other from across the globe. And we're still learning from each other, all these different aspects of architecture and of urban design, and still learning about it. So yeah, the teamwork and the different scales and the international students have been kind of the highlight for me, and very interesting, definitely.
Thanks, Camilla. Now we move to Joanna Schreier. She's a student from German, and she did her bachelor in Munich, and then she made our master course, and she already graduated. She made a thesis on the topic of the context on informal settlements, specific in Indian megacities, so once again the relation with city. And she also received a scholarship for it from the Norman Foster Foundation, and she's currently working for the United Nations Habitat New York office. Joanna?
Thank you so much for your introduction, Nicola. Greetings to everyone who's joining this session today. Thanks for having me. As Nicola was just saying, I graduated from Polytechnical last year, and from now, looking back, I'm looking at 2 amazing years of studying, with actually all the benefits that I'd hoped for. My initial choice for Polytechnical came from the fact that I wanted to have a very international study course, and wanted to study in English, and also wanted to be at an institution with a long history, but also one that is equipped with the more modern tools and a very globalized network. And I feel that Polytechnical was really up to the task of transforming university and education into modern age, and I'm also really fascinated of what all has been done now in the COVID situation. So my fellow students came literally from all ends of the world, and just by collaborating with them, it could have been a whole master program, but especially the course itself, I thought was an ideal platform because it offered an extreme variety of options that you could design your curriculum with, ranging from more technical choices to more design related choices to development, preservation, or even like more social and anthropological views. So it's really more of an exploration and a journey in architecture. And I think this is particularly important in a phase where you try to formulate your own angle or your own professional focus. And I think you will find the support and training opportunities there that you really need to shape your future path with a very personal access to the professors. And especially the lineup of the Polytechnical professors and also the guest professors from universities all over the world, and also practitioners, which I think is really important, helped because it allows you to really get an idea of what all is out there and how your path could go on. So I personally participated in 2 workshops, one in India and one in Rio de Janeiro, and also other opportunities. You can just like look for opportunities, take them on, and you'll find your way there. And I also did my master thesis abroad and benefited from the knowledge and the support of 2 leading institutions. And also as being a student of the AUD program and during the international context thesis, I was awarded a scholarship of the Norman Foster Foundation. And I feel like towards the end of my studies, I started to formulate my path on the background and all the working and the learning opportunities of the course. So right now I'm working for the United Nations in the Department for Human Settlement. And as you can imagine, the field is very broad in numerous levels of scale and dimensions. And I can only say that everything that I experienced at Polytechnical and the additional workshops that I participated and the international context and high level of research is really the base of what I'm doing now. So I will leave it to that point, give the floor back to Nicola, and I wish you all best of luck for your future decisions.
Thanks, Joanna. Now we move to Aikas Pogosian, sorry for the spelling, And he comes from Polimi, so he did the bachelor here, and he also joined the Alta Scuola Politecnica, which is another program where you can actually enroll in the same time. He worked in Armenia, where he comes from, and he also is currently working in Lombardini 22, which is an important studio, a Milanese studios. And I can leave you the floor.
Thanks, Nicola. Hi to everybody. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, as Nicola said, I graduated from Politecnico di Milano last year from this program, and currently I'm working in Lombardini 22 in Milan. This was my choice, as I wanted to try to test my knowledge and the capabilities in the Milanian context. And it's important not only to be involved in the university field, but after that to work. And it's for me really important to be part of the Milan in this current situation. And now we are facing with the Corona situation, which is making much difficulties. But this is also another aspect that I want to stress, that the knowledge and the skills that you will gain from Politecnico di Milano, the international community, collaboration with different people, becoming part of the different studios will give you like the unique special skills to deal with any kind of situations that will be available or will be a problem in your life. I hope will not be, and everything will be fine. In the program, I can say that it is one of the important things that it was very flexible. From my experience, I did a lot of workshops, including Miao workshop. I choose different option studios. I become involved in the Sejima studio, which was very important for me for my future career. And also I was involved in Alta Scuola Politecnico, which is a kind of a program that also can be part of your future creating, let's say, your future skills and knowledges. I can surely say that the academic board is really high skilled. Like it's full of very talented and internationally recognized professors that can give you enough knowledge to build your career, or to, let's say, you can understand who you are, what you want in this course, and you can build and shape your career. And in the future, you can choose many different directions from different scales, as the course itself is well organized in the sense that you can deal with like from the very little aspect of the city to the very big global, and you can connect to the world. So these kind of things were really important for me, and I hope it will be also important for you. And if I look back, I would again choose the same program and the same path that I did. Thank you. So good luck to everybody.
Thanks, Aikat. Now I leave back the floor to Professor Kitsoniti.
So thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, the students. Thank you, the people that are connected with us this morning. And now we are ready for your question, because maybe there are some questions that you want to ask. And maybe you should write in chat. Unfortunately, this is a live event, so we cannot just see each other. You can see us, but we cannot see you, unfortunately. Because we are more than 250 students connected. And that's why we organize this live presentation. So there is one question, that is the amount of students that will be enrolled in our studio. So there is 200 students for the Italian track and 160 students for the, 106 students for the Italian track and 200 students for the English track. And so 200 for the English and 160 for the Italian. Then some other question. There was another question around the teaching activity for next semester. So basically, we are flexible. It means that under this commission, the rector said that we are ready to prepare and to provide for you one part of online teaching activity and one part that is in presence. So in that case, you are invited to be here, and in case of you cannot, we can provide for you for online activity, of course. It depends on the situation, it depends on the condition. We're not, we don't know how the virus will develop. So in that case, we can say that maybe for now we estimate that the 50% of the teaching activity will be online, and the 50% of the teaching activity for next semester will be on site. But we are flexible, and we can change, and we can move from on-site teaching activity to online teaching activity in case of the condition will be worse. Another.
La prima è una questione del prossimo semestre.
Yeah.
Apply with online.
Yes.
Online.
Yes.
The other one is about digital skills. Students have different crowds, so they ask.
Even with the different background of students, this is not really a problem. We understand, and we are ready to supply. At the beginning of the course. That's why the first semester of the first year and the second semester of the first year, we provided for you some basic studio, some teaching activity, in which one you can be aligned more or less in your background, in considering how the level of students can be aligned attending this kind of course. Then in the second year, the first and the second semester, you can start immediately to develop your thesis, to develop your branch of research, to choose exactly what you want to do. And through the thematic research seminars, and after the second semester, through the thesis seminars. Seminars, because they are not exactly, we are together, a team of experts and a team of students. We are working together for your thesis. We are here for you, just to follow you and to build your own experience, your own desire in defining exactly your profile, and in defining the way how you want to be, and to explore different problems, architectural problems, of course, around the world. And we can invite you to explore different cities, not just Milan. We can invite you to explore different problems at different scales, of course, because many of you are interested in some problems of landscape, many of you are interested in some problems around about the scales of space, and many of you in designing urban level and so on. But in all of those cases, we can provide for you different maybe topics in which one you can easily develop your idea, your attitude in working with architecture. But considering one of the most important aspects, that is the city, the context of the city, this is the core problem of our course. We try to contextualize properly the architecture into the city. Some other questions? Okay, we are looking for
quanti workshop di solito
So you can attend many different workshops. You can, easily can change your study program attending different workshops. For instance, there are some compulsory, of course, activity that you are supposed to attend, and there are some others that you can easily change with some workshop, such as Meow, and there are 4 studios at the first year that are compulsory, and then in the second year there is 1 studio that is quite important. This is the thematic studio with those 2 activities that I show you, the thesis seminar and the thematic seminar, in which one you can properly develop your idea of thesis. So many other courses you can change easily, and you can attend some practical activity, I would say, and using the workshop that the school and our course provide for you in order to maybe define better your profile. So you can attend at least 3 different workshops in those 2 years, or 4 semesters if you want.
Una domanda sulle tesi, se sono obbligatoriamente di progetto, possono essere anche.
Now, even another aspect of flexibility that we can provide for you is the opportunity on working for your thesis, even some methodological and would say not practical aspects of your thesis. For instance, you can develop your thesis working with history and using maybe some theoretical approach, in which one you can develop some part of the architecture and urban culture. You can use some other topics such as the aesthetics, or you can use some other aspect of the architecture. So the thesis could be even an essay and not only projects. So it depends on your attitude. We can provide for you different paths in which one you can develop your thesis. But basically, this idea should be defined on the first semester of the second year in the thematic seminar, and then should be developed on the second semester in the thesis seminar. Yes, here there is a link for the exchange program. We invite students because we have a lot of links with some other European and not European university, in which one we try to invite students for the exchange program. So we have a lot of opportunities on working with this kind of exchange program for 1 semester, but you should start with the exchange program on the second semester, from the second semester of the first year. The first semester of the first year, you should stay in Milan, and then the second semester, from the second semester till the last semester of the second year, you can move around, some different European and not European university, in which one you can develop and you can maybe study different subject and whatever. What is really important that you can develop as well your thesis in some other university, and being in touch with one teacher here in Polytechnic di Milano in our course, you can develop your thesis in some other place, and then you come back here and graduate here if you want. So we are fully, flexible in order to match, your desire in defining your profile. There are some other opportunities that we provide for you with the Alta Scuola Politecnica, for instance. I guess Pogoshan told you, and the other students told you how some others opportunity are organized here in Politecnico di Milano, just to define better your profile. The question?
Yeah, there is one. I'm reading it. It said again about the blended mode for the next semester. So design classes are included in the blended mode, and if yes, how it will be taught?
No, design class are not considered in the blended mode because, or maybe the theoretical part of the design class can be considered in the blended mode, but I would say the tutoring activity should be in presence. But we don't know because it depends on the condition. Right now, we just defined that more or less 50% of the teaching activity should be blended and 50% should be on site. For instance, some theoretical courses such as history of modern and contemporary architecture could be blended, of course. Some other teaching activity, theoretical teaching activity could be blended. But some others should be on site, and but right now it depends on the situation. We will be clear more or less the next month, because we are planning this activity, but we are considering that the 50% and our plan 50% are on site.
There's another question about the deadlines and submission with the courses, because c'è lo stress di dire noi dobbiamo adattarci quanto sono rigide le deadlines.
So the deadline of the different courses. I know all the teachers of our course. Many of them are young teachers, and today you saw some of those young teachers. They understand you, so don't be afraid on working with them. You should attend properly the course, but they understand in case of problems, in case of you don't match the deadline, some deadlines. That happens, don't worry. This is not really the main problem of our course. Young teacher can understand, and Julia that can testify on how people are really flexible, and under this situation more flexible than used to be. Full of questions.
Another issue is, what if my bachelor is in urban planning? Do I have to integrate something?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, because there are some exams that you should integrate, and such as the architectural design studio that we required for applying to our course, and so that's why for planning for students that attend the degree in bachelor degree in planning, they should just add some exam in order to apply for this course. Unfortunately, yes.
There is another question about the internship, if it's compulsory to be in Italy or it can be taken anywhere.
No, the internship can be anywhere. So the internship could be an international internship, so shouldn't be. It's not compulsory to be in Italy, so don't worry about this activity. All the you can choose by yourself which experience can be interesting for you, and you can choose different experience around the world. There's no problem about the internship.
I'm checking.
How operate the online class, like the laboratory class? If I make a model at my own, then I show my model to professor in online class.
If you have a model, a physical model that you prepared by yourself, you show us just the picture, don't worry, it's not really a problem. Come on. In case of there is one part of the online teaching activity and you are working with the physical model, it's enough to show us some picture if it is impossible for you to be present for this activity. Of course, this is not a problem.
Does the blended course mean that we start online in the countries and in our countries, and then switch to offline mode whenever there is a possibility to travel during the semester?
If it is not possible to travel during this semester, we try to organize for people that cannot travel blind teaching activities. So in that case, this is not a problem. We think that in the second semester, maybe we are fully in presence. So we are trying to be flexible right now. The program is not well defined because of the conditions, as you can see and you can imagine, are going better and better right now. But I know that there are some countries that in some countries it's not possible to fly to come here in Milan. So for those students, we can provide online teaching activity. So it depends on the number of students, depends how we can organize some teaching activity for all of the students that are online, for some other students that are here in Milan, and for some others that can move, on and they can, maybe attend some activity in presence. So it depends on the amount of students. And then after that, we can define exactly the program. But we are right now flexible. We are trying to imagine different scenarios in which one, part of the students are online, part of the students will be, on site, and part of the students will be, together 50% present and 50% online. Depends.
Please, Domenico, the last question, how long should be the internship?
How long?
How long?
So the internship takes 150 hours. So so this is the amount of hours that you are supposed to. There is a good opportunity in and some grants for you in European community, which one give you it's quite well paid, I would say, that the internship activity. So there are some grants for you in case of you want to attend in international studios, in international offices, international company. There are this opportunity for foreign students to attend the internship and to have a grant for 150 hours. So maybe that's all, or not? Is there any question?
There's another one about PhD program in the future. So.
Oh, of course, we prepare most of students to have, a PhD, perspective, in case they want to apply even in Politecnico di Milano. Politecnico di Milano, there are a lot of PhD programs, and we are one of the most suitable course, I would say, to prepare students for the PhD activity, because the combination between theoretical approach, methodological approach, and the practical approach of our course is really suitable for students that want to apply for PhD program.
The last one.
Yeah, come on.
Are there differences between the degree taught in Italian language and the English language?
They are exactly the same. Just change the languages, but they are exactly the same. So I can invite Italian students to attend the English path and the English track, and maybe to invite the international students to attend the Italian track. They are totally the same. Exactly.
Okay. There are other questions.
Okay, so we just answer to some questions that are personal, maybe questions and not interesting for all of you. So thank you very much